This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
How are you doing? How was your weekend?
Uneventful, relaxing, nice, all of the above.
It's a good weekend.
Yeah, I think
Really is.
Recharging the batteries until the craziness of training camp starts all up again in late July.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, middle July, right? Like 19th starts the rookies, right? So, hell,
Yeah.
It's like earlier
but
than
there's nothing. That's all behind the scenes. There's nothing for us, for the media, really, in terms of
to like the 20. When are we allowed on the property?
My guess is going to be like the final week of July. I mean, the veterans report July 26th.
Okay.
Yeah, for the first couple of days, it's meetings and conditioning. So yeah, like very last days of July.
Well, I don't know if I talked with you about it last week or the week before. We were talking about it. I wasn't surprised when I saw the report over the weekend on Deshaun Watson possibly getting an indefinite suspension. I thought it was I think that's what the league has to do, because until you can close the damn book, he shouldn't have even been traded before all this mess. That's really the responsible thing. They should have said, hey, commissioner's list, when you resolve all these issues, then you'll be able to be traded, move on, and we can all move on as a league. I think that's why you have to go indefinite here if you can, if you're the NFL. Your thoughts on that report from the Wall Street Journal?
Yeah, my only problem with that is okay, that's fine, that's fair. My only problem with that is if I'm the Cleveland Browns, and regardless of what you think about what they did in making the trade and giving the stupid contract they gave him, I'll be like, why in the hell did you not suspend them all of last year when Houston could have played him technically had they wanted to? But now we make the trade, and now you're going to decide what has changed since last year. If anything, now he's got some of the lawsuits have been settled, whereas last year at this time none had been settled. So that, from that standpoint,
but it grew from last year. Four more. It went
correct,
from 20
but you also have 20 that have been settled,
and then 26 now, because
we're
waiting two more.
But you also had none settled last year. Now you got 20 settled. I think it, to me, like on its face, I have no major issue with it. But to me, in the interest of fairness, again, why the hell was he not suspended last year when the circumstances were pretty similar?
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's just a matter of now they're figuring out that, hey, we screwed up, and unfortunately, Cleveland, you're going to have to pay the price now. And Houston, by the way, has got to feel like the biggest in the world, in the history of time. It's the greatest one of all time for them to be able to unload that guy and get the haul that they got. And I mean, like somebody just put on the chat board, Cleveland traded all those picks and paid all that money to end up starting Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah,
some scary
unless they can find a way to magically mend the fences with Baker Mayfield for a year.
I don't think that happens, right? Because Baker will be a dick and he won't understand. See, the thing is, Baker will allow his anger to cloud him when he doesn't realize that this is the chance of a lifetime for him, because wherever they trade you won't be better than the situation you're in right now. So you'll be in a really good offense and you have a chance to play whatever it is, 10, 12, 16, 17 games if you play the whole season. And if you kick ass, then you're going to have people in demand for you instead. And now you have a chance to possibly go where you want to go instead of now getting traded to a place that might assist in your failure. In other words, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's the screwed up part about all of that I don't know if Baker could handle it professionally.
Again, you may appeal to the competitor in him to say, okay, you want to go up in Seattle and run for your life behind that really bad offensive line, or do you want to play with Cleveland, which heading into the 2021 season was viewed as a legitimate contender and should have been a legitimate contender.
And best running game in the NFL, dude.
Correct.
That's any quarterback loves to have that, man. Please.
Yeah. and stud pass rusher, stud cornerback. No, so I don't know. But there's going to be a lot of butt smooching that needs to be done on the Browns' part toward Mayfield to again like fix that bridge that kind of been blown up already.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know how they do that with that guy. There are certain people. Look at Matt Ryan. In the face of everything, the guy gave you 20 years of great service, was a hell of a quarterback for you. So you're deciding on trading him, and he delays his bonus for you and everything. You know what I mean? These are things that just, you can't. And he gave you an entire career. He had every reason to be pissed and mother F you and everything. And yet he handled it, like most of us probably wouldn't, to be honest. You know what I mean? And those situations are few and far between. I don't think Baker could compartmentalize to handle it that way.
No, I think on the surface that would be my impression too. But I think again, you appeal to his, you appeal to you push the right buttons, and maybe you get him to decide. You know what? Let me kick ass for one last season there in Cleveland and set myself up to choose where I want to go next year.
Cap for Life says, Alain, your thoughts, please. Real talk. Yeah, because you're not honest. Would you play Waddle and Tyreek on special teams the first 5 weeks of the season, knowing how important it is, or would you keep them parked in the garage?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I think you can't ask that question because because we really don't know who the returner is, and maybe they actually have somebody that's actually pretty damn good. And the only reason I would ever use Waddle or Tyreek would be in a end of a quarter situation, end of a game situation. I'm behind a score or whatever, but I don't want to use Waddle or Tyreek anyway on a consistent basis because I'm going to overuse them on offense all the time. So first of all, we need to know, do they have a returner? Have they developed one? Is there one on the roster? And then when we find out there is or isn't, then we can then go to that question. That's what I mean why you can't really answer it until we have the facts.
Oh, no, I can answer it right now. Real talk. Well, Cedric Wilson returned 14 punts for the Cowboys last year. So he's experienced doing it. Now, having said that, his average was 3.3. Having said that, as much as we love Jakeem, and Jakeem is a fabulous punt returner.
The dream.
The truth is the dream. He had one punt return for a touchdown with the Bears last year, and the rest of the time that play is fairly inconsequential in the big picture as opposed to offense and defense. Kickoff returns we already know is basically 85% touchbacks. So my answer is a very definitive. You do everything in your power. If I'm the coach, if I have any say, do not use Hill or Waddle. And you mentioned like end of half or end the game situation.
Desperation.
No, but that makes sense. But logically, the flip side to that is, let's say the Dolphins are down by 5 and they're going to receive a punt with 2 minutes left. You put Tyreek Hill there. If I'm the coach on the other side, I'm telling my punter, you put that punt out of bounds or you get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the impact there is limited. So very real talk. No, I don't put Hill or Waddle on special teams. I avoid that like the plague.
Well, I counter it. I put Waddle and Hill on each side. Go ahead, bitch. Try to coffin kick it. Let's go. I got you.
No, I'm punting out of bounds. I'll give up 10 yards to punting out of bounds. You're not. You remember the Giants and Eagles when they punted to Deshaun Jackson with like in the final dumbasses?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, those guys I would not use. That would be my thing. But again,
or Javon Holland.
Yeah, let's just wait till find out. Maybe you have a really good returner overall, and you don't have to worry about that. It's not like you didn't have a great one last year and you had to trade him because Flo didn't like the dream.
Ball security was an issue with him too. So
6 fumbles in his career. We made a little too much of it, bro.
Hold on. I know you love the guy.
Total was 6.
Hold on. Do you remember the Buffalo game in the week 2?
I know. Yes.
Well, the final score was 35-0, but it was actually fairly close in the first half, and the Dolphins got in the red zone a couple of times, and one of those ended with Grant fumbling at like the 4 or 5 yard line.
I know. I know he's screwed up, but we make it sound like it happens every game, and it really was like 6 times in his whole career. And so, I sometimes I can take the bad with the good when I know what he also does, no one else does. And that's also you have to kind of, give it a little bit of love where it balances out a little bit because he's a really good returner and most people can't do what he does as a returner. That's all. You know what I mean? By the way, where did he re-sign with the Bears? I even forgot now.
Cleveland.
Oh my God. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl already.
There you go.
They've got Jakeem Grant, bro. Of course. Yep. They're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, come on. Damn. I'll tell you. All right. So Dolphins. Are they set? Are you hearing anything? Any kind of moves? What do we know?
Dead period. That's just like snooze time. No news is good news. Wouldn't anticipate anything going. The next news that's going to come out of the Dolphins is when they release their training camp schedule, which will be, I don't know, this week, next week, sometime, because some teams have already released it. We already know, like Tampa Bay, for example, released it, and we know the times, the exact times. We knew the dates already with using logic of the joint practices with Tampa Bay, which is the 10th and 11th, that Wednesday and Thursday before they play on Saturday. Going to be the same thing with the Eagles. Going to be Wednesday, Thursday joint practices. And then the rest of the training camp practice schedule will come out soon. Outside of that, maybe before, like in a couple of weeks, if they are to make a move, maybe that happens. Like when a JC Treader signs, for example, logically it should be like fairly close to the start of training camp.
Yeah, obviously that guy wanted the whole offseason.
Who can blame him?
No, I can't. By the way, I just saw where the Bengals season tickets are sold out. Did you see that?
Not surprised.
Huh?
I did not see that, but I'm not surprised.
By the way, and Sean just sent me something. I did not see this. Texans are now subject of a lawsuit regarding the handling of alleged Deshaun Watson misconduct. Yeah, because of the whole hotel and all that stuff. If they ended up facilitating their masseuses and where to get the massage and the NDA, right? I think also. Weren't they providing the NDA? I think also was part of it.
Not sure. This is like a story that'll never end. We'll be doing this show 3 years from now. We'll still be talking about it.
Busby just said today we filed the first case of what will likely be many against the Houston Texans related to Deshaun Watson's behavior. Suffice it to say, the overwhelming evidence collected indicating that the Houston Texans enabled Watson's behavior is incredibly damning. We believe the Texans knew or most certainly should have known of Watson's conduct. Beyond that, we believe the filing speaks for itself. By the way, the Texans might be giving back some of those draft picks they got from the Browns. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, doggy! If they prove that you were facilitating all of this, oh man.
Well, then they can argue with the Browns that the Browns should have done their homework. They should have done. I don't know. I don't know the mechanics to undo a trade with these particular circumstances. It's pretty much unprecedented anyway.
Oh, so. I don't think they'll undo the trade. I think you just
or even tweak it. No, tweak it. You know,
I just can't see them doing that. I can't see them.
No, I don't either.
What you do is if Houston is guilty of all of this, then you're going to be fining them and maybe draft picks. So that might be a way of, because it won't be a fine of money because that's a joke. You don't fine an NFL team money. They print freaking money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They can resolve our deficit in our country if they really wanted to. Jesus Christ, the amount of money. Did you see what they're getting for no less for their NFL ticket? $2 billion.
Yep.
$2 billion. Just the NFL ticket.
It's a money machine.
It's Amazon, Apple, and who's the other powerhouse? That's Amazon, Apple, and man, I forgot which is the other one, but it's like 3 powerhouse.
Not Sling, is it?
Apple, Amazon, and no, not Sling. No, much bigger than Sling.
Oh, sorry.
Wait a minute. I got it here. Here it is. Disney.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Jesus Christ. 2 billion of them is nothing. All those outlets make so much money.
Correct.
How crazy is that? All right, what are you working on? Sports Illustrated, alldolphins.com, so folks can bookmark it and check it out.
Continuing the countdown. Today was number 73.
Oh, yeah.
Number one should be obvious. To people of a certain age. And today I have a Dolphin mailbag spotlight involving one quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. Left-hander like me.
Shocker.
Yes.
Shocker. Oh, I'm a weird left-hander. Like I write left-handed, but I eat right-handed. I bat right-handed. I shoot left-handed. It's weird. I do some things left-handed. I do some things right-handed, but I'm not ambidextrous. I can't do them. Huh?
You throw lefty or righty?
Righty.
I'll see.
How weird is that, dude? I throw righty, and I eat lefty. I write lefty. I shoot lefty. I'm a weirdo, bro.
I throw left.
I don't know how it developed either. I have no idea.
Well, check this out. I throw left, bat right. And there was a time in Major League Baseball that combination was held by one player and was Ricky Henderson.
Okay.
Very rare combination.
And a very rare player too in Ricky Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about swag. Mm-hmm. That was one guy that played. That's when baseball was baseball. We had some swag, bro. Mm-hmm. We had Ozzie Smith doing some somersaults. We had Joe Morgan with the pump. Come on. We had, Mike Schmidt shaking his hips at your ass and then putting it out of the ballpark. Come on, man. I miss that about baseball. I miss the color of baseball. Watching Bill Martin and Reggie Jackson fight in the dugout. Come on, baby. That's baseball.
And you didn't have no hitters that required 3 pitchers.
Yes.
Come on, man.
I'm with you.
I can't with that.
I know. It's a different game, dude. It's a different game than what we grew up with. It really has changed a lot nowadays in baseball. All right, follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL, and of course, catch him twice a week doing his thing here, the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Report. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time as always.
You have a good one.
You got it. The great Alain Poupart.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.